With a face for radio and a voice for newspapers, it's the Walt Bonetti Podcast.
Welcome to episode 21 of the Walt Bonetti Podcast. The Walt Bonetti Podcast is brought to you by the Original Italian Pie of Kenner and Kappa Donut. In just a few minutes, I'll be telling you about two Baton Rouge state legislators who want local input, but only if it's positive. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards gets an F, and a man beats an elderly man for $1. Only in New Orleans. But first, these quick hits. A draft proposal by the Regional Transit Authority includes a plan to offer a $2 per ride late-night shuttle for hospitality workers from the CBD and French Quarter to New Orleans East and Algiers. The service would run daily from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. and would pick up workers at designated areas and drop them off at their homes. There is no timetable on when the pilot program would begin. RTA Commissioner Fred Neal said, "We know that we have a lot of people in the hospitality industry who don't work traditional hours. We are trying at RTA to figure out the best solution in the short term and long term for these people." While the program is projected to cost about $1 million a year, this is a great start and an example of what needs to be done to help hospitality workers in New Orleans. Not everyone can afford a car, or Uber, or taxi rides to and from work, but people should be able to afford $2 to ride home and get dropped off at their house. Like I said, this is a great idea, and one we should all get behind and support. The Cato Institute released their fiscal report card ranking America's governors, and Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards got an F. 7 other governors also received F grades. Despite his campaign video touting economic progress in Louisiana, like Billy Preston sang, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Maybe if Governor Edwards wouldn't have tried to push Louisiana over a non-existent fiscal cliff, pressured lawmakers to not let the 1-cent sales tax expire, and then produced a $300+ million budget surplus, he could have gotten a D. An Australian woman was handling her toilet business when she felt a sharp pain on her bottom. Helen Richards jumped off the toilet and saw a non-venomous carpet python snake in her toilet bowl. Luckily, she didn't flush, or the snake would have retreated back into her pipes. The snake was removed and relocated. A 2-vehicle crash sent an SUV into the canal at West Metairie and Transcontinental Drive. Fortunately, the SUV's driver did not die, and she was taken to a local hospital as a precaution. Jefferson Parish has miles of canals, and many are unprotected. The parish has grappled with the high cost of either adding guardrails or possibly covering over the canals and building upon them. That's a wild idea that will cost way too much money. But it's one of those fresh ideas, right? Fresh ideas. Got to have those. But the reality is, government's first role and responsibility should be to protect its citizens. And using guardrails or some other form should be the priority to protect people and drivers from falling into canals. If that means we forego having another crappy Family Graw lineup and stop funneling money into Jefferson Parish's sexual predator-in-chief Mike Yanni's campaign manager Greg Buson's pockets, so be it. Spend the money on guardrails, at least around intersections. Maybe we don't need guardrails lining the entire length of the canal, but we do need them around intersections where accidents can and do happen. As if you needed another reason to go visit your local Arby's restaurant, Arby's is selling Oreo Bites for a limited time. Oreo Bites are chocolate donut bites baked with Oreo wafer pieces, filled with Oreo cream, and dusted with Oreo's sugar blend. And they're served warm. If that doesn't make you want to run out to your local Arby's, we can't be friends. I'm sorry. And now this. Even though they offer a wide variety of sandwiches, you can't eat at Arby's every day. No, you can't. But you could eat at the Original Italian Pie every day for probably a month, maybe 2 months, without ever eating the same thing twice. The Original Italian Pie of Kenner has incredible salads, sandwiches, calzones, wraps, pasta, and pizza. No matter what you want. You can get a pizza made any way you want. You want it with anchovies? They'll make it with anchovies. You want it with pepperoni? They'll make it with pepperoni. You want it with all meat or all vegetables? They'll make it with that as well. And it's all freshly prepared for you when you order. Go to the Original Italian Pie of Kenner, 3600 Williams Boulevard, just a little bit north of West Esplanade. You can dine in or call them, 469-4999, 469-4999, and they'll have your order ready for pickup, or they will deliver it to your home or your office. That's the Original Italian Pie of Kenner, 3600 Williams Boulevard. When you hear the name Coppa Donut, you immediately think about huge, overstuffed filled donuts and mouth-watering glazed donuts. But Coppa Donut also sells breakfast, and they also have sandwiches, and they also have fruit smoothies, and now they have king cakes. King cakes at Coppa Donut. Call them 305-4858, 305-4858, and pre-order your king cake. You can get it filled in a lot of different ways. I don't have time to tell you every way they can make it, but it'll be delicious, and it'll be guaranteed to have your name on it. You won't have your family disappointed when you come home empty-handed without a king cake. So call Coppa Donut, 305-4858. They're located at 2321 West Esplanade in the Kenner Market Center. And get some great donuts and great breakfast and sliders and fruit smoothies and now king cakes at Coppa Donut, because Coppa Donut is great donuts and a whole lot more.
You gonna put your clothes on?
Yes, I swear.
You gonna keep them on?
Yes, I promise. I'll never bother you again with my body. Please, just make this stop.
Walt Bonetti.
Welcome back. Thanks again for spending part of your day with the podcast. Two Baton Rouge state legislators are upset that the East Baton Rouge School Board denied some property tax exemptions to ExxonMobil and will introduce a law to undo Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards' executive order allowing local input into the ITEP program. ITEP is the state's industrial tax exemption program. State Representative Franklin Foyle and State Senator Bodie White, both Republicans, claim that the school board's denial of the property tax exemptions will run ExxonMobil out of Baton Rouge. Yeah, right. Exxon had requested $2 million in tax exemptions for work that was already completed in 2017. The improvements ExxonMobil made resulted in 0 new jobs created. For decades, an unelected state board approved billions in local property tax exemptions without local governing authorities' consent or approval. Governor Edwards changed that, and several local governing authorities have enacted procedures regarding future tax exemptions. Regarding local input, Senator White, who ran unsuccessfully for Baton Rouge mayor in 2016, said, quote, "I think maybe they should have a say in the process, but a veto? So, a locally elected government entity can have input, but only if it's positive input? How exactly does that work? It is astounding to me that so many allegedly small government conservative Republicans and media outlets are in an uproar over a school board actually doing its job. Could it be because Governor Edwards is a Democrat and the school board is too? For decades, the ITEP program had 0 accountability. The politically appointed board rubber-stamped over 99% of all applications, many from multi-billion-dollar multinational corporations, regardless of what it cost local governments or the increased tax burden on local property owners and businesses. This is completely unsustainable. Instead of applauding the governor for allowing local accountability, Republicans and Republican-controlled media outlets want to bash the governor simply because he's a Democrat. The ITEP program and the loss of property tax revenue from local government is one of the reasons why Louisiana is at the top of all the bad lists and the bottom of all the good ones. The fact that allegedly conservative Republicans and Republican groups can't see this is alarming, and the fact that they want to continue putting party above what is right is also alarming. Just because someone doesn't support offering huge tax breaks to multi-billion-dollar corporations or wants local government to have a say in local tax issues doesn't make someone a leftist. It makes someone an American. Republicans should learn that.
Now, the Walt Bonetti Podcast Dumbass of the Day.
Because of his comments and his non-comments yesterday, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is our dumbass of the day. That's all I have to say. Let's move on. A 32-year-old New Orleans man is in jail after he punched, kicked, and stomped a 70-year-old man. The elderly man's offense? He wouldn't give him $1. Christopher Freeman was charged with simple robbery and simple battery. Police say Freeman asked the man for $1, and when the man said he didn't have any cash, Freeman knocked him to the ground and beat him. Freeman then stole cash from the victim and fled. Only in New Orleans would you get into a fight with an old man over $1. Really? A River Ridge man, high on meth, pulled a knife on a North Shore police chief and an officer. Joseph Damari was charged with 2 counts of unauthorized entry into an inhabited dwelling, obstructing a public passage. I've never heard that one before. Resisting an officer by force or violence, resisting an officer by flight on foot, and assault on a police officer. Varnado Police Chief Louis Adams was not hurt. In case you're wondering, Varnado is just a little bit north of Bogalusa and has a population of 342. Well, that puts a wrap on today's podcast. Thanks again for listening and spending part of your day with us. Make sure you support our sponsors, the Original Italian Pie of Kenner, 3600 Williams Boulevard, just a little bit north of West Esplanade. You can dine in or call them, 369-4999, and they'll have your order ready for pickup, or they will deliver it to your home or your office. And Capa Donut. Don't forget, Capa Donut is now selling king cakes. You can call ahead, 305-4858, and pre-order your king cake and get it filled any way that you want. Capa Donut is at 2321 West Esplanade in the Kenner Market Center. Capa Donut, great donuts and more. As we tell you every day, please go out and be a blessing. Change someone's life today. Thanks again for listening.
Walt Bonetti.